In Activity 5, Watching Them Sprout, students set up 2 types of sprouting containers that make the process of sprouting visible. Students are then able to observe closely the roots of the growing plants. From the kit, you will need Activity Sheet 5, 9-ounce plastic cups, 1-ounce plastic cups, magnifiers, sponges, plastic trays, reclosable plastic bags, push pins, seed packages, roll of masking tape, and a fluted planter tray. You will also need to provide stapler, felt tip marker, measuring teaspoon, household bleach, tap water, plastic spoons, safety goggles, and paper towels. To prepare for Session 1, make a copy of Activity Sheet 5 for each student. Fill the planter tray 3/4 full of lukewarm water and stir in 1 teaspoon of bleach, which will prevent mold growth. Place 32 each of the corn, mung bean, pea, pinto bean, and sunflower seeds in a planter tray and add water to bring the water level about 1 inch above the seeds. Soak the seeds for 3 to 5 minutes. Prepare a sprouting bag for each student by folding a paper towel in 4ths so that it fits flat into the plastic bags and stapling the bag. Place 5 to 10 of the following seeds in a 9-ounce plastic cup: marigold, morning glory, nasturtium, radish, and ryegrass. Each student will need a sprouting bag and one of each kind of the large soaked seeds. Each team of 4 will need a tray, pieces of masking tape, a sponge, a cup of seeds, an empty 9-ounce cup, 2 1-ounce cups, 2 magnifiers, a plastic spoon, and access to tap water. To begin Session 1, ask the class, what do you think seeds look like after they have been growing for a few days? Students may guess that the seeds have roots and shoots, as they learned in Activity 4. Hold up the demonstration sprouting bag you prepared and model how to dampen the paper towel by dipping a 1-ounce cup into a 9-ounce cup full of water and pour the water into the bag. Next, demonstrate how to set up the sponge for sprouting seeds. Place the sponge in the plastic tray and pour about half of a 9-ounce cup of water into the tray. Allow the sponge to soak up the water. Squeeze the excess water from the sponge and empty the water from the tray. Next, distribute the materials to each team. Have students use the pieces of masking tape to label the team trays and the sprouting bags below the staples. Finally, have the students pour water into their bags and onto their trays. Next, demonstrate how to place the larger soaked seeds in the sprouting bags. Using a spoon, place a seed into the bag just above one of the staples. Allow students to place the other seeds in the bag and then close the bag securely to keep the paper towel from drying out. When everyone has finished their sprouting bags, show students how to set up the sprouting sponge. Carefully scatter a few of the smaller seeds evenly over the sponge and tap them gently down with 1 finger to dampen them. Distribute the cups of seeds and allow time for students to add seeds to their own sponges. Next, distribute Activity Sheet 5 and have students draw the seeds they have added to their sprouting containers. Hang the sprouting bags on a bulletin board or other wall area accessible to students. Be sure to hang the bags upright with the opening at the top. Collect the trays with sprouting sponges and place them in a classroom location away from any direct heat source and out of direct sunlight. At the end of Session 1, make sure to empty and air dry the cups and return them along with the other materials to the kit and collect the activity sheets for use in Session 2. Every day or two, distribute magnifiers and have students check the seeds in their sprouting bags and sponges. As necessary, have your students add water to keep the seeds damp. To prepare for Session 2, make sure each team has 2 magnifiers and its sprouting seed bags from Session 1. To begin Session 2, give students their copies of Activity Sheet 5. Distribute 2 magnifiers, the sprouting bags, and a sprouting sponge on a tray to each team of 4. Tell team members to take turns examining the seeds, both in the bags and on the sponge, with their magnifiers. Students should notice that some of them have begun to grow. Encourage students to compare their sprouting containers with those of other students to illustrate that some seeds will have sprouted more quickly than others. Review the terms root and shoot with students and ask, can you find roots or shoots on your seeds? Students should be able to pick these out on some seeds. Tell them to add the roots and shoots to the seed drawings on their activity sheets. If students point out seeds that have not sprouted, ask students, does anyone else have a seed like this one that has sprouted? Explain to the class that seeds that did not sprout may have been too dry or too old. Next, ask students, do these sprouts look like the ones we dug up from the soil in the class garden in the last activity? Students will probably say yes, the sprouts look like the ones from the class garden. Explain to the class that seeds grow as well as they do in the sprouting containers because the food stored in the seed keeps them alive. When that food is used up, the seeds should be planted in soil, which will provide the additional nutrients and water they need to survive and grow into larger plants. To clean up, rehang the sprouting bags and keep them growing for use in Activity 6. Rinse the sponges and plastic trays, air dry them, and place them and the magnifiers in the kit. For science background, reinforcement activities, curriculum connections, and information about the Delta Science readers, please consult your DSM Teacher's Guide.